Anyway, well, hey, before we dive in the message, I want to give you guys just an update just on, we're kind of ending the first quarter of 2018, and for many of you, our church has grown by about 33% in the last 3 months. Okay, we are a church of about 200. We've added about 100 people since January, which has been absolutely phenomenal. So some of you don't have any context for what I'm going to say. Some of you were around before January, back in the Ritz Charles days. We rented a banquet hall across Meridian Street called the Ritz Charles for our first year as a church. And then back in October, we were given the opportunity to move into this facility. And this was a former church. We didn't build all this whole thing out, but this was a former church, and they were moving out. And we had about 2 weeks' notice of us moving out of the Ritz Charles and into this facility, and which was totally awesome. We felt like it was a God thing. And so I came to everybody in our church at that time and said, hey, we have this awesome opportunity. We have about 2 weeks to put this whole thing together, and we need about $50,000 to make this thing happen. And you guys gave generously because we needed the money, because our rent at the Ritz Charles per month was $6,500. Our rent here per month is $14,750. And so that, I don't know about you, but that's a significant jump. I don't know if you just think about that, your mortgage doing that within 2 weeks, okay? And so, I mean, you think you have some back taxes going on there. I mean, that's like, there was a significant jump there. And so we thought, you know what, if we raise some money up front, we'll have some cushion going into the first of the year to be able to grow into the deficit that we're going to experience each month. So we ended the year really strong. We had about $20,000 in our reserve. We came in, we moved in November 4th, and there was no chairs. Remember, it was like NASCAR Sunday, and everybody brought their own lawn chairs, all right? And so that's what we affectionately call it. And it was like the infield of the Indy 500, sober. Everybody was sober, though. And clothed, and it was amazing. And so it was just an awesome service. But we spent $5,800 the next week on the chairs that you're sitting in. Okay, and so the money that was given was used to make that transition. And so we went into the end of the year, came into January with about a $20,000 $20,000 in our reserve fund to make up the difference. And we, as I explained, we experienced some tremendous growth in January, but also I think some of us got our credit card bills from Christmas. And so our offering for the month of January was $12,000 for the month. Our weekly need is $7,000. And so immediately the first month of the year, we had a $16,000 deficit. And so we tapped into our reserves to cover that. We've been obviously spending to our giving, not to our budget. And so going into February, offering was better. It was about a little over $20,000 for the month of February, still $8,000 short. And then March started out great. First week of March, our offering was $8,000. The last 2 weeks have been $3,400 and $3,300. And so I bring this all up to you because we're transparent around here. If you don't believe me, go back and watch 2 weeks ago's message on sexual intimacy. You'll get that, okay? We're pretty transparent. And when we started talking about all of this facility stuff back in October, I had so many people who love this church come up to me and go, you need to talk about that stuff more. We need to be informed more. And we were trying to solve it all as a leadership team and as our board of directors as well. And so I just want to share that with you and just say, hey, if you've been coming to Hope City for a while and this is your church home and you haven't given, we could use your generosity. Some of you, we talked about generosity, I think the last week of January, maybe the first week of February. And we talked about being a rookie giver, a reoccurring giver, and a relational giver. And some of you have stepped up and become one of those three things. And I just want to say thank you. But it's going to take all of us. And I was talking to somebody after the service, they're like, are you discouraged? I'm like, it depends on when you catch me. But I don't feel discouraged. I don't feel discouraged. I feel like we have some tremendous opportunities, and with every opportunity comes challenges. And it's the challenges that you have to overcome that, one, make you stronger, and two, make you appreciate the opportunities even more. And so I'm not stressed out. I'm not on some type of skyscraper, threatening to jump or anything like that. But I do think that we have an opportunity to grow into the gift that we've been given with this facility, and I'm excited to be a part of that journey as well. So be praying about that, and if you really love this church and are inclined to begin the generosity process in your own life, and if you have any questions, come up and talk to me after the service, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you about it, but that's the quarterly update that I wanted to give you.